Sadu Blue Collar Gaming. Welcome back. I'm here to finish up after this unboxing. We're doing a review on the Capitan. See if I can get it to work. The Capitan 780 headset. I picked this thing up on Amazon for around $33. It was on sale from $49, it claims. But if you look them up, they're pretty much $30 almost everywhere. So I have this headset on right now, and we're going to talk about a few things. First, we'll start with comfort. Okay, as far as comfort goes, man, these are comfortable. Honestly, they do have a clamping force. I would have to say that their clamp force is probably medium to strong. Would be my suggestion here, because they don't like pinch too bad or anything, but they're on there. Like you can feel that they're on there. That's for sure. The headphones themselves are very plush. Like these little cups are so plush and they're super comfy. I do love the fact that it does have the swivel headphone cups, because then I can just kind of rest them on my neck and they're super comfy. Doesn't bother me. As far as the buttons go, you're not gonna miss the buttons at all, because the buttons are very well against it. Like you can't even accidentally hit them with your shoulder or anything like that. Even the volume wheel is pretty recessed. Like I don't know if you can actually see that right there, but yeah, even that volume wheel is very well recessed. So you don't ever have to worry about hitting any random buttons here. Okay. On top, it does have this little plush little pad here, and honestly, it definitely helps your head a lot. I mean, even without wearing a hat, it's so much better, so much more comfortable. I definitely like them. The adjustment, it doesn't click per se. It does have like a little bit of an audible click, but they're not strong steps. Like they stay. I haven't had a problem with them moving, and the adjustments are very smooth and very easy to go through. So, but like I said, I haven't had them move around on my head. I was wearing these for like a solid 2 hours probably, and yeah, they never bothered me. I never felt myself like readjusting them or anything like that. So as far as comfort goes for these, if I had to give them on a rank of 1 to 10, I would give these guys a solid 8 for comfort, for sure. They definitely are something I think I could wear for long gaming sessions. As far as looks go, I like the black. I thought they were sending me white, but they sent me black, which I'm happy about because I prefer black. They do have this blue light for the it's like, well, it's not really RGB, it's just a blue light. And you can actually turn it off. I think it said if you double tap the mute button, the blue light will turn off. And then if you double tap it again, the blue light will come back on. That's the only setting. You can't change the colors on the or anything like that. It's just the one color light. If you don't, the microphone is not detachable. So, I mean, I don't know. I would probably still wear them outside. That wouldn't bother me too much. It does flip up. It kind of gets out of the way there. But yeah, that doesn't really bother me. It would be nice if I had a detachable mic. I'd be much more likely to wear this outdoors. But as far as that goes, like the finish, I do notice that there really isn't any fingerprints left. It's not that bad. Or if there are fingerprints on some of it, for the most part, it wipes off real easy. You get a little terry cloth or napkin, and they'll wipe off no problem. So as far as like the way they look, I would give them an 8 in looks, honestly. I think they look just fine. And then also, I don't know if I'm not gonna be able to show you guys this, but right on the inside of this cup here, right in here, okay? Yeah, no, that's not gonna work with that background tool removal I got going on there. But anyway, the ear cups move and they hit up against this part, right? The headband part. They put a little piece of rubber right behind there. So when it hits the cups, it doesn't make any kind of like plastic on plastic noise or nothing like that. Nice little touch. Definitely a nice little touch, you know. Now, let's move on to features and functions, okay? Now, as far as the features go, this is what you get. You got a power button, which obviously turns it on and off, right? The power button also works as a start-stop button if you tap it while you're listening to music or anything else like that. The mic mute button, it's just a mic mute button, and then like I said, if you double tap it, if you double tap the mute button, it will turn off the blue light and turn it back on. As far as the mute, there is no light for the mic mute or anything like that when you mute the mic, but it does do this. Let's see if you can hear it.
Mic mute. Mic on.
So you get an audible mic mute, mic on, but there's no like light on the actual microphone to show you that it's muted or anything like that. So keep that in mind. And then the volume wheel, it does not click in or anything like that. The volume wheel is simply just volume up and down. It does nothing else. You do have your 2.4 gigahertz and your Bluetooth switch right here. So basically, you know, if you just switch it, you go to Bluetooth, you switch it back, you go to 2.4. So Bluetooth does not work simultaneously on this headset. So you can't be playing the game, receive a phone call, and it'd be like, oh, hey, you're receiving a phone call. And then you have your USB-C charger right there, and then the little light next to it to let you know it's charging and when it's fully charged and not charged. Okay, so those are the features and functions. There's not much for the features and functions, but it's there for everything. It's got everything that you need for the basic headset. Okay, now let's go over to quality. Let's go over some of the actual. Now we'll put this guy back on. Okay. So let's go over some of the stats, right? It says it has passive noise cancellation on the microphone, which I'll get into a microphone test after this. The frequency response is 20 kilohertz. The drivers are 50 millimeter drivers. I couldn't find exactly what kind of drivers they were, but I believe they're a titanium driver. Yeah, 50 millimeter titanium driver, okay? They take up to 3 hours to charge, but they claim to give you a 70 hours battery life. Now, I'll have to put that to the test because I'm not exactly sure if they will or not. This thing should work for the PC, the PS4, PS5, your phone, and your Switch. And I have it currently plugged in, so I can't really show you right this second. Well, yeah, I can. Well, no, it's fine. The way that the USB pops out is it's a USB-A adapter. Right, and then on the side of the USB adapter, you can pull it apart, and it also is a USB-C adapter. So you can plug the USB-C adapter into the bottom of your Switch, your phone, or whatever, and you can use these on your phone Switch through the USB-C adapter. Okay. As far as the weight goes, it says they weigh 40.49 kilograms. I have no way of actually testing that because I don't have a scale on me right now. Yeah, I said 70 hours of battery life. They do have a dynamic driver. The Bluetooth range is 10 meters. So for me, I probably, testing the Bluetooth, I was able to go all around my house with no problems. So, I mean, unless you're trying to go further than your house, you shouldn't have a problem with your Bluetooth connectivity. Now, as far as sound goes, if you look here on the system that I got up here, because I do like to use Sonar for my headphones. The reason I use Sonar is because I actually own a set of SteelSeries Arctis 7s, okay? And I also own the older SteelSeries Arctis Pros, okay? This is not a wired version. I'm just using it as a wired version sometimes. This is the one that came with the DAC and all that. So I do like my headsets. Now, as far as sound goes, flat out of the box, these are very, very bassy. They definitely have a lot of bass. Flat out of the box, I did not care for the sound much at all. They were too bassy. There was definitely no mids, or the mids were lost in the bass, right? So what I did was, from there, I decided, okay, this is what I'll do. I ended up using SteelSeries Music Punchy. And then what I did was I pulled up the mids. I pulled it up to what? 2.0. Yeah. And then I pulled the highs up to 3.0. And once I did that, wow. Like, this headset came to life. I was very impressed. I think the sound quality there is really good. I like a bassy headset, so if you listen to this headset, you might choose to turn down the bass some, but I do listen to a lot of like rap and whatnot, so I do like that bassy headset. Now, as far as positioning goes for the surround sound, I have not used these with the PS5, but I have used these with the PAC, right? And if you actually come into Sonar and you turn on your spatial audio and you put it on Call of Duty and you go play Warzone, these things actually do really well. Like, I was thoroughly impressed with how well these guys performed. I was able to actually tell where people were coming from, whether they were above me, below me, or in front of me, behind me. They performed very well. Am I going to sit here and tell you they perform as good as the SteelSeries headphones? No, because they don't, right? Let's just be real, they don't. But for the price, what you're getting is amazing. Honestly, like, you I've never tested a headset in this price range that actually sounds this good. And again, sound is subject, right? It's a personal preference. Just because this sounds that great to me, it may not sound that great to you. But I can tell you right now, these worked great for me. Okay. Now, I tried these without spatial audio on this, and just so you can hear what this quick test is.
Rear left, rear right, side left, side right, front left, front right, front center.
Okay, so it just kind of, it plays those, and it plays it in the various places where it says it's playing it in the headset, right? With spatial audio off, I can tell the rears, I can tell the sides, but the fronts kind of sound the same as the sides for the most part. So without the spatial audio turned on, the spatial sound I didn't really care for. So if you're gonna buy these, either use them on the PS5 with their spatial audio that they already have, or I would recommend even maybe trying Windows Sonic if you don't want to use like SteelSeries. Windows has its own spatial audio that you can turn on in the sound settings. But I would recommend like downloading like something like Sonar and tamper with this, because using this, just like I said, it really made this headset come alive. Like, it really helps out a lot. So I would highly recommend doing that. Okay, so let's do the mic test now. So let me go back to here, and I'm going to switch the microphone over to the Captain 780. Okay. All right, so here is the Captain 780 microphone. This is it, just raw, flat, as you can see, no settings, no Clearcast AI, nothing like that. I'm going to need you guys to tell me how it sounds, because I'm not hearing this. So whatever you guys are hearing, I don't know what's going on. So let's just do some tests, right? It says it's got active noise canceling. There is a TV on in my background. Tell me, let's see if we can hear the TV. Okay, so I'll give that a second like that, and then let's go ahead and do some snaps while I'm talking. Let's see if you can hear the snaps. Let's go ahead and do some keyboard strokes. I mean, and see if they're even worse or less when I'm, like, talking or whatever. So that's it. That's this microphone completely raw, right? So now, like, let's say we're going to go ahead and throw in, maybe I sound nasally, right? So let's throw on the nasal here. I'm not sure what I sound like. Again, I'm not monitoring myself. I can't hear myself. So this is what I typically use right here. I typically use the Alias Pro boom arm when I'm using my microphones. I don't know why. I just like the way it sounds from SteelSeries. Now, let's see if this is it with Clearcast AI. Now, if you haven't used Clearcast AI ever, I really like this from SteelSeries. It works really well. I have kids. I have my wife. My computer's in the living room, so I'm in a pretty noisy environment, and this AI system does great. Okay, so I'm assuming it's going to work good even on this microphone, but we'll find out. And judging from this, if I turn on the compressor, it looks like when I turn the compressor on that the microphone does get a little bit louder. I can see over here in OBS, I was watching it, and it did look like the microphone might have been a little quiet. So a compressor might be necessary on here. And if it's still that quiet, you might even need to turn up the gain through OBS. Now, what I did before this was I already went to the sound settings and I made sure that the volume for the microphone was all the way up in the system sound settings. It's like the first thing I do for all my microphones, because in Windows, for some reason, microphones are always quiet, at least for me. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and switch over to my boom arm mic so you can hear the direct difference, right? So this is what the microphone sounds like with the Captain 780 with all the processing. And this is my microphone. Whoa, that went way into the red. Sorry about that, guys. And then this is my microphone from, let me turn down that gain. This is my microphone that I use normally. It's my boom arm mic. It's the one I use for streaming and whatnot. So that was the mic test, guys. Tell me in the comments what you think, how it sounds. I'll go back and listen, and if I do, maybe I'll come back and do a quick thing on it. Okay, after going back and listening to the microphone, I've got to tell you guys that I don't think this microphone has any reason being this good for this price point. I thought the microphone actually sounded pretty darn good. Yes, it was quiet, but you can fix that with gain controls and whatnot. But overall, the sound quality was good. The noise cancellation actually kind of worked. That was pretty amazing to me. If I was going to rank this mic on a 1 to 10 scale, I would probably give it I'll give it a 7 because it just sounds good. The only reason why I'm not ranking it higher is because that microphone was kind of quiet, and when you have to start using things like gain controls and stuff, that does kind of suck sometimes. But overall, wow, was not expecting that microphone to be that good. All right, guys, so in conclusion, like I said, this thing cost me $33 is what it was on Amazon at the time of purchase. Okay, and I'll put a link below to the headset if you guys want to check it out. At the price point of $33, I would totally recommend this headset. It's comfortable. It's got all the features and functions you're going to need, including Bluetooth. Yes, it's not simultaneous, but that is okay. Sound out the box, meh, but being able to tweak it with your own presets, that's worth it. It sounds great. Spatial audio, if you actually have spatial audio turned on via Windows or via the in-game settings or using something like SteelSeries Sonar, amazing. It works great. Like, situational awareness is awesome. Battery life, right? If it truly gives you 70 hours, which I haven't used it for 70 hours straight without charging it, but I can tell you right now, 5 hours was no problem. Overall, yes, I would pick up this headset for $33. To be honest with you, I would almost pick it up at $50. The only reason why I say I wouldn't pick it up at $50 is because when you start getting a $50 range, if you save yourself up another $30, you can get something along the lines of probably like a HyperX wired headset, or maybe even a SteelSeries wired headset, and I would probably go that route if you're going to go that. But as far as wireless goes, you're not going to really touch one around this price range that sounds this good, to be honest with you. I think my Arctis ones over here were still $150. So, we're talking $120, $30 cheaper. And yeah, I mean, I would probably use these. So tell me in the comments what you guys think. Tell me if you guys like this video, if you'd like to see more. Please like, subscribe, share if you can. I appreciate it. It really helps the channel. And until next time.